Hi there, I'm Anna Caban, brand ambassador for Balanced Body, and today we are continuing on our journey of navigating our new normal, whatever that is for us today, as you know. And my guest is coming to us from Greenwich, Connecticut. It's MeJo Wiggin, and hello, how you doing?
Hey, Anna, how are you? Thank you so much for having me. It's so good to connect and see people. Thank you.
Sure, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, MeJo?
I'm here in my studio and gosh, I'm so grateful that I live close to my studio so I can walk here, and I walk here every day just to try to keep some kind of normalcy in my day. And with that, I'm able to work out. I'm doing Zoom classes with people. I Skype. I've been trying to stay connected as much as I can. But honestly, I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this downtime right now. My schedule has been quite overwhelming this past year. I've been doing a lot of traveling and conferences and workshops, and to suddenly have everything just shut down. I canceled 9 different events this year, but to be home and not feel guilty for not working. I mean, I can't go out, the beach, I live 2 miles from the beach here. I can't go to the beach and take a walk. I can't do anything. I'm like, all right, it's really downtime. It's time to just relax and take it easy and pick up the phone and call friends. And I gotta say, I'm actually really liking this time of downtime because I've never had it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you confessed that, because I wanted to confess that myself, but was kind of afraid to say it, because I feel like it's a time to really get to know yourself and what you want and what you enjoy and what maybe wasn't serving you in your life, but you didn't notice because you were too busy going. And now when you stop, you're like, wait a second, why am I spending my time doing that? Or, I just think it's been a really, really great celebration time. But it does get lonely, and thank God for technology. So what are you doing? You're going to the studio, clearly. What else are you doing to personally, navigate and stay calm and cool as you can during this crazy time?
I'm just so enjoying my mornings, not have to like race out of the house and go teach. I get up, I make my tea, and it's funny, I have a yoga mat on the floor, and I just feel like getting down and doing some yoga, just because my heart's been like, all right, there's no order. I feel like it's just like playtime. And that's actually been really fun. I'm doing Pilates in the afternoon. I'm still working out. I'm also doing a lot of meditation. I absolutely love Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. I'm one of his students. I've done some of his retreats. And I've been using this time to connect with a lot of that community and to do a lot of different meditative retreats and just meditations on myself to figure out what it is that I want going forward for myself. So it's kind of been a nice time to like slow down and think, all right, set the reset button. What do you really want? So that's been really nice. And also I'm using this as a time to brush up on my Italian.
Awesome.
Yeah, I studied Italian in college, and it's like, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I've got the little app, is it Duolingo? And I'm on that good half hour a day, just brushing up. Oh, ciao Marco, ciao Antonio. So it's all good. It's all coming back to me.
So before we hit record, you said you were in touch with your friends in Italy. Are you talking to them in Italian?
No, they all speak English. I do a lot of teaching with them. And so they prefer that I do that all in English. Yeah.
You haven't figured out the word for 100 in it. Well, that's what is it? Cento? How would it be in Italian? 100?
Centro. But a lot of them, they use the English terms when they teach. It's kind of nice. They'll talk in Italian and then they say, long stretch. Okay.
Long stretch. That's awesome. So professionally, what are you doing, or how are you able to serve your clients at this time?
So, wow. So at first it was we were all just kind of in shock and just wanted to stay safe. So I immediately closed the studio. First, we were just trying to everybody was washing their hands before sessions, which probably should have been doing that before. That's probably a good one for us to take out of this whole thing. Washing your hands before your session, after your session, wiping down thoroughly, that's what I was doing. And then eventually it was like, okay, this is really serious. We can't even be in contact with each other because God forbid one of us is infected and we don't even know it. So once I closed the studio, I I also have a lot of clients that are handicapped or in pain that really rely on their Pilates so that they can function and make it through the day. So I was most concerned about them having to be, cooped up at home in a whole new lifestyle for them as well. So fortunately, a lot of them have agreed and thought they would try Zoom lessons and something over the internet. We'll either FaceTime or Skype or use Zoom or whatever platform we use. But I've got to say, I'm really impressed with them. They're doing really good. They're changing their own equipment. They're doing, I'm not there. It's all them. And they've been really, really great. And we're consistent on that. In addition, I've been reaching out to a lot of teachers because my heart just goes out to so many teachers who are completely out of work and are home alone. So I just think it's really important to reach out to people as well. So I started just talking to people, calling people, emailing people. I started I'm actually doing 2 sessions on Zoom for teachers to call in, and it's just a question and answer workshop where there's no charge for it. Teachers can just email me and sign up. I'm doing it on April 20th, I believe at 5 o'clock. And then again on May 5th at 11 o'clock in the morning for people abroad. And people are signing up. They want to connect. And I'm like, now's your chance. If you've got questions to ask me about anything about any exercise, any injury, anything at all, I'll be here in my studio and I can answer you. We could do this. We could have like a little informal workshop. So I'm doing that. And I'm also holding, I'm hearing a lot of teachers that are on Zoom right now teaching teaching classes to elderly clients and having a really hard time, structuring a class. So I decided to put something together, again, teaching elderly clients online. So I'm going to be doing a class, again, here at my studio where teachers are allowed to sign on. They can sign on this one through my website. It's going to be on April 22nd at 4 o'clock. We're going to go probably a good hour and a half, and I'm going to take them through a mat class as if I was at home with nothing but just a mat and a hand towel, and that's it. And just to give them some ideas of what they can do and incorporate in their classes.
That's amazing, and that's so important because those are the ones that are definitely most in need and the most, what's the word they're using, but the most at risk right now during this time. And we know that by moving the body and exercising, we keep our immunity up. So anything we can do to help that audience is fantastic. So thank you for doing that. Do you have any tips for instructors? A tip, a thought, suggestion as they navigate this time?
I think it's really imperative for teachers to continue their own practice. We are all stressed out. We're all trying to get used to a different schedule here. I think it's really important to do some kind of your own practice just for our own mental sanity. My God. I think that's really important. Stay connected with other teachers, check in. I know there's a ton of people doing online live Instagram videos that you can join in on. So I would try to get in on that as much as you can. That's for sure.
So what is it about MeJo that perhaps we don't know? Something interesting or curious or surprising?
Gosh, before my Pilates days, I was in school at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. I was a fashion designer. And I worked in that industry for maybe 2 years and realized it was not for me. And I quit and moved on. But I've always been an artist. I've always enjoyed painting and sketching and designing and whatnot. And someday I will definitely go back to some painting. That's something I'm looking forward to in my future. I'm not there yet, but it will. I have a feeling it's one of those things that once I start, I'm going to be like addicted to it again. So I'm looking forward to that.
Gone down the rabbit hole. Where's MeJo? She's painting.
She's painting. There you go. You got it. So in my studio, I have got some paintings from some of my students, actually. One of my oldest student, she started painting when she was 70 years old and just took a class just to get out of the house. Her kids, were already out and on their own and married. And she's a phenomenal artist. So I really am drawn to her work, and I've bought, several of her paintings, and I've got them in my studio.
Well, that's your third career then. I'll be waiting for it, MeJo. Consider me a future customer.
I love it. Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything funny, like a story you could share with us? I like to end the interviews on like something light and fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I've got, yes, this is funny. One of my students is actually a comedian. She writes comedy and she is freaking hilarious. Her and her husband, both her ex-husband. And she just seems to find humor in everything. I love her. So she recently, I'd say maybe the past 3 years ago, she took up photography. And she started going on these retreats to these exotic locations with her teacher and going to Morocco and India and having to get up at 4 a.m. when the light is just right. And she would come home and share these stories with me. So anyway, she was heading to, I believe it was, where the heck was she go? Argentina. She was going to Argentina to meet with a group to go take this class. And next thing you know, a couple days later, I get a phone call from her. And I pick up the phone and I'm like, you okay? Aren't you in Argentina? She goes, I'm actually stuck in Argentina. They won't let me into the country. I'm like, what happened? What's going on? She said, I don't have my passport with me. What happened was she flew from JFK to Argentina. And once she got to Argentina, she realized she left her passport in the photocopy machine at JFK in the lounge.
Oh
because somebody recommended that when you travel, you keep a photocopy of your passport with you. So she had the photocopy, but she didn't have the actual passport. So they detained her. So they put her in a room by herself to make sure she wouldn't escape. She had her luggage with her, and they had somebody watching her all day. So if she had to go to the bathroom, they would follow her, take her to the bathroom. If she had to go get something to eat, they'd follow her, and she had to come back to that room and eat. And after a couple of hours, I mean, you're going nuts with this. And they're not allowed to detain you for more than 24 hours. So she had to sit there. So she arrived in Argentina, I want to say like 8 o'clock in the morning. The next flight back to New York was not until 10 o'clock that night. So for the whole day, she's stuck in a room by herself. So she called me and she's like, MeJo, could we do Pilates? So I'm like, yeah, get your sweatpants out of your luggage. Let's go. Get on the floor. And I started teaching her. Right there, because she had an internet connection. We were on
the
Skype
phone or on video? On just audio?
She was on her phone. She was on her phone, and we did a Skype session together right there. She tilted the phone down. I got her on the floor, and she's doing her mat work while she was being detained in Argentina.
Oh my! I was gonna say, why did she call you? Like you're her one call she's allowed. She calls you Pilates instructor.
She had her phone and she's like, I said, what else did you do that day? She's like, I did a lot of shopping. I was on Zappos. I was on Amazon. And then it was like, you know what, let's call MeJo and see if she's available. Because she was literally like about to lose her mind in this white room with like nothing to look at. So we sat and we did a full mat class and she was able to do the wall and all. We had a ball. I still talk to her about it.
Thank you for taking this time to spread a little joy and a little, unity in our community. Made a rhyme. I really appreciate you being here with us, MeJo.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you so much for having me. And please stay home, stay safe. I really, people say this is the new normal. This is only temporary. This is for now. We're going to have to get used to this for a little bit. We're going to all hang in there, but we'll come around. This is just, let's just give it some time.
And let's take this time to self-reflect, find some calm and connect with our friends via technology.
Yeah. It's true. Thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Welcome. Have a great day.
Take care.